Looking through the lens, opinions of three friends. Looking through the lens, sometimes they don't make sense.
Hello, guys, and welcome to this somewhat special episode, I guess, of the Unholy Trinity. As usual, we got your boys, me, Patronus Gold. On my right, Mr. Sundude.
Not Son Dude here.
And on my far right, Mr. Zephyr.
It is Zephyrus here.
Yeah. And today, as you probably noticed by this strange-looking background, we'll be talking about the Unholy Trinity's X-Men movies official tier list. Well, we just did like, me and Dio did a bit of a binge of the series, and then we all watched New Mutants together, and now we're kind of like reflecting on the Fox Marvel timeline, I guess. Shall we just get into it?
Let's go.
X-Men 2000. Have you guys seen it? / do you remember it?
Is it the one in the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so then I saw a little bit of this on the TV when
Yeah.
it aired on like Channel 9 or whatever.
Makes sense.
Thought it was just like one of those old superhero films.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So I guess, what are our impressions on this film, if we remember much of this one?
Wolverine was funny.
Wolverine was funny. It was alright movie. Some cool action in the Empire State Building. I mean, sorry, not the Statue of Liberty. They had I remember it kind of has some weird shit in it as well. There was like that weird romance with like Scott and Jean. And
Basically,
Wolverine.
like Scott gets cucked by Wolverine because Wolverine is a Chad.
Yeah.
That
All I
happened.
remember was the guy with the tongue.
There's a guy with a tongue.
That sounds familiar.
Probably, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
probably.
older Magneto being old.
Yeah.
And Charles being like,
What would
hey, you
you
gotta
what
fight
would you
Magneto.
score it?
Give it a 6.
Yeah, I'd also say a 6. What about you, son?
I have no clue. I'll just go with you guys. Six. Right?
We'll go with a 6. X2, X-Men United. This is in my opinion, this is exactly what like a sequel should be. It took the first movie and made it better.
Well, what happened in X2?
To be honest, I don't remember that much. But I remember it being better because the cast was a bit, because you've seen the cast before in the last movie. Everyone was a bit more like, you kind of know them.
Yeah.
So things are like, yeah. They also had like a good, better action and stuff.
Wait, let me check again. X-Men X2. What is the
Jean
plot?
dies at the end. Well, dies in inverted commas, you know.
Colonel Stryker kidnaps Professor X.
Yeah, he breaks into the mansion, and then Wolverine's finding out who his identity.
Oh, he remembers about Stryker or some shit.
Yeah.
I guess that this movie is okay as far as I remember. Have you watched this?
I have not watched this. I don't think.
All right. Okay, Theo, what would you rate it?
I'd also give it a 6, man.
I'd give this one a 7. I'll put it in like the middle.
Yeah,
We
just
just
put it on
said
7, man.
Yeah, okay, sure. Just to make the point that this is better than
Yeah.
the previous one. Yeah. Not sure if you guys will be able to see it.
There you go. You could put it on the side, man.
I don't know.
I don't think I could tell the first X-Men from the other one. Also, maybe put the first one on the side, but we can see the logo X2 clearly.
There you go.
Wait, what do you mean by put it on the side?
Oh, I thought what Dio meant was like rotate it.
I guess you can
Oh.
rotate it. You can rotate it.
and then like embiggen it a little bit.
Just make them all like
Big
horizontal, mate. When they're supposed to be
Yeah,
vertical.
sure.
All right, everyone watching this video has to tilt their head 90 degrees to the left.
X-Men 3: The Last Stand.
Oh, Last Stand.
This
Alright,
is
I'll sit down now.
so some like I guess background. A lot of people hate this movie. In my opinion, it's kind of like the same as the first two. I don't know.
X-Men Last Stand.
They did have a. They started off with a really interesting thing, which was like, what if there's a cure for mutant disease, right? Which is like an interesting plot.
Oh
But
yeah.
then they put in the Dark Phoenix shit. So they like the main problem with this
Oh,
movie
this
is
is when
too much stuff going on.
Jean gets controlled by the Phoenix, alright?
Yeah.
Or like her half personality or some shit.
Yeah. They also had some really cool. They had a really cool action sequence with the Golden Gate Bridge being lifted up by Magneto.
Oh yeah. I guess this is this is a 6.
Yeah, this is like a 6.
Because I remember who was. What did I remember? I just remember Scott crying.
Yes, and Scott just like dies
Yeah,
immediately.
he dies.
in the film. X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I like this one.
I may have seen clips of it from YouTube videos, but I wouldn't remember.
He's the one with Deadpool.
Yeah, you probably have seen clips because this is the one that is hated by everyone.
I like it because
Okay, I'll
it's
say
garbage.
it's a garbage movie. It has some fun stuff in it though. There's some decent action, and Hugh Jackman's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
I don't know, like a 4 for me.
I'd still give it a
It's just, like,
5.
bad but enjoyable. 5.
Yeah, 5 or 4.
4.5.
Yeah, sure.
So I think this is a little. It's not an average movie. It's like a bit worse than average.
It's still entertaining, mate. Unlike some others, yeah.
Yeah, it's still entertaining. Like some others. I think I know which ones you're talking about. The Wolverine. Have you seen it, Mr. Sunbeard?
Don't think so.
It's the one where he goes to Japan.
Don't think so.
He just
But
randomly
I know
goes to
it's the
Japan.
one where he saved someone from a nuclear bomb.
But the atomic bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember seeing that scene, and I think after that I had to go to bed.
Oh,
That's kind of sad. Because I think from there, I really like this movie. I think I had like one problem with it, which was they had like this villain that like didn't make sense to be in the movie. Not like the main villain, but there was this like side villain that had, and then it like, became kind of a bit of a generic superhero stuff at the end. But like up until that, it was kind of a cool Wolverine in Japan movie, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Lost in Japan.
It's
Exactly.
a random plot thing that the writers thought about. They were like, Japan.
Yeah. Oh,
But
so
it
it's
was
definitely
good.
yeah, and I think it sets like it tonally sets up some of the stuff we see in like Logan, because same director and stuff. It was actually
Okay.
like surprisingly dark at some parts. To me, this movie, an 8 or a 9, maybe an 8 for me. What do you think?
I'd say it's it's an 8.
Yeah.
But I guess this movie is like inconsequential to the other things that the other things that happened in the X-Men movies. Is it?
That is kind of true, yeah. I mean, that's not the fault of the movie, really.
It's just the
It's the
plot.
fault of Fox, mate.
Yeah.
They never just come back to What if they in Logan they should have like referenced that this movie happened, you know?
They should have.
Actually, wait, this movie didn't happen, which we'll get to later when we get to.
The
Oh, we're not there yet, but
timelines.
the timelines, yeah. First Class. Have you seen it, Sonny?
I've watched it twice because that's like the only X-Men film they ever play on TV for some reason. Whenever
I
I
know,
come home.
right? It's always on TV. That's how I've seen it as well.
This one's a good debut for young Charles.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cool spy thriller,
Yeah,
but X-Men.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Uh, but what was like bad things about it? Did they do anything like silly? No, I don't.
I just thought, fucking, what's his name? Blue Man has funny monkey feet.
Yeah. This is like between a 7 and an 8 for me, because I don't specifically remember that much.
Hmm.
I would have to agree.
Yeah, you agree?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. What was it? 7? Alright.
I said 7 or an 8. You can pick.
Let's do an 8. Because there are other shittier ones.
Yeah.
Please. We need you to hope again.
Days of the Future Past.
Have not seen this one.
This was kind
Oh,
of good.
I
I'd actually
know of the
recommend this
plot.
one. Yeah, it kind of fixes the past few movies, timeline-wise, before it gets fucked up again in later movies. But
It's pretty good.
yeah,
And kind of ties in shit, right?
yeah,
And I like that it's in the 60s.
yeah, something like that. Well, it makes the whole franchise kind of like start again in that era,
It
doesn't it?
connects the young Charles and Wolverine.
Yeah,
So I give it a. You think it's a 9 material? We're
yeah.
still
I was
at
thinking
9.
8 or 9, maybe. The only reason I'd say maybe an 8 because sometimes it's a little bit convoluted to me. A lot of things going on. But that might just be because I wasn't paying attention when we were watching it, mate.
Yeah, look, that happens a lot when things
It
happen. And
does
you're
happen
like,
a
oh,
lot.
what the fuck was that? I was like, they explained it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. um, what do you think? 8 or a 9?
I give it a 9.
Let's go for a 9 then.
It's one of the good ones in this list.
I'd say this is arguably the best like X-Men movie in the franchise.
Yeah.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Dead pale.
Deadpool. Did you watch Deadpool, Sonny?
I watched like half of it, and then my grandma came and was like, "What the fuck is this? There's so much blood everywhere. Stop watching." I'm like, "Okay, grandma."
But I'm
That's right.
16, Grandma. How old are you?
I was like 14, and grandma walked in on when Deadpool was like stabbed through the stomach with the
Yeah.
rebar
Okay, that's
in
kind
that
of
Yeah.
club
graphic,
fight or
innit?
whatever with the fire everywhere.
Oh, like naked Deadpool?
Yeah.
Haha, naked.
Yeah, I remember that.
Grandma approved.
Yeah. I like this movie. It's something different. It's a bit. I'd say this was arguably risky for the studio. Being a bit less child friendly, they went for the MA rating. You know. It's funny. It stays very true to the comics in that way.
As far as I
I
remember.
mean that's. And the action's good. The action's like actually really solid.
Do you like it more than the second movie?
I was actually thinking about it. We can talk about the second movie later,
Yeah.
but this Deadpool has its own.
Solid 7 or 8.
I'm also thinking 7. Oh, I'll go 8 then, because I honestly think it's kind of 8 or 9. What about you, Sonny? From the half you watched,
I don't remember that well, but it was like. I mean, all films are good to me, so I'll just go with what you guys are saying.
say like an 8.
I guess.
ATT. Apocalypse.
Yeah, X-Men Apocalypse.
I actually watched this one in cinemas.
Oh yeah, so did I. At my old school actually. It was like one of the last things I did before I came to Melbourne.
I see.
Lost City Memories.
Yeah, it was great because you know how they bought the Sydney Opera House?
Haha,
We
yeah.
were just like going, hey, we live in this place. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying, it has a low rating on like Rotten Tomatoes, I think. But in my opinion, it's pretty good in terms of like character. Some, and I think action is solid as well. The only thing that I don't really like is Apocalypse in itself.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I just don't like him. As a,
I don't like him either.
like, why are you here, man? Kind of deal. But, like,
Yeah,
I give it a 7.
7. Let me think. Yeah, I'd also probably go 7. What about you, Sonny?
From what I remember, all films are good. I'll just go with a 7.
Sure.
Very
Gee,
opinionated
now get me
take.
to go tier list again. Carrying the squad here.
Yeah. Logan.
I also watched this one fully on the TV.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah?
seen this a few. I went to the cinema to watch this with my
See.
mum, and then because I was too young, and she hated it because it was violent.
Because older man.
Old man.
I really like this one.
I really like this one too. In my opinion, this is not just the best movie in the entire X-Men franchise, but I think it's just like one of the better superhero movies I've seen.
I think
It
it's like,
takes like the stuff I liked about the Wolverine in terms of like the grittiness and stuff, and like multiplies it by 100, and it was like a really satisfying conclusion to his story arc.
it's a very good last hurrah for Hugh Jackman and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
What do you think?
Proper.
Sonny? You liked it too?
I guess Logan stood out from what I remember as one of those like good films.
It
Like
was
a good film.
Every film's good, but this is one of the good
Okay.
good ones.
I said good. So yeah,
Yeah,
it was like
yeah,
it was like
too
a
good.
pretty good film for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 or 10, mate.
I'm thinking a 10, honestly.
Since it's the best out of the bunch.
I have nothing. And I was like, shit, that's actually better than I remember.
From what I remember,
Yeah.
but also I don't remember much of it. I remember like a lot of the general stuff and some like important scenes, but other than that, should we just go in the middle? 9.5?
9.5.
Just give it 10, mate.
Give it a 10?
Give it a 10? Alright.
It's the best out of the
I'll give it a
bunch.
10.
Bring it on, One-Eyed Willie.
Ooh! Yeah! Your bullets. They're really fast.
Deadpool 2. Let's resume our discussion. Wait, did you watch it by the way, Sunny?
I know the plot
All right.
and some of the actors and some of the scenes.
Okay. So our discussion before, which one's better? I think Deadpool 2, because it's more confident than the first one. You know what I mean? Like, because it's the second outing, so it kind of improves upon aspects. Like, I think the action got better, the comedy got a bit better. The only thing that I don't think is as strong is the story. I think it's a bit too close to like Terminator, stuff like that. Even though they do joke about it, they go like lazy writing to cover up lazy writing, you know.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
remember something about like Ryan Reynolds being interviewed and saying how Deadpool 2 was like the perfect sequel because if Deadpool 1 was about him, then Deadpool 2 would be
Perfect.
him and his relationships with others.
That's true.
That's true. So in terms of like character development, it's probably better than the first one.
But the first one's
story.
better movie.
7? Actually, I don't think it's. I'm thinking 8. It doesn't not necessarily meaning it's better than I'm not meaning it's the same level as Deadpool. Might just be a tiny bit behind, but I still think it's. I don't know. I kind of feel like an 8 on this one. What about you?
Yeah, but I'm leaning a bit more to 7, 8, 7.
0.5.
Yeah, you could put a 7.5 in there.
Kill.
I should have added extra tiers for all the 0.5s opening.
I loved your working up.
I'm sorry?
Don't get too attached.
Once upon a Deadpool.
Once
Russian
upon a time
Deadpool.
in Deadpool. I'm gonna assume you haven't watched this one, Sonny.
I remember something about like a PG Deadpool.
That's
this
the
is
PG.
in terms of like, it's 'cause it's Deadpool 2, right?
Yeah.
If this is your first time watching Deadpool 2, don't watch this version. It cuts out a lot, and it feels very disorganized and clunky. But like, it adds the new content in it is funny, in my opinion, because I've watched The Princess Bride. But like, for an actual Deadpool experience, this is like not that great.
6.
Like a 6, yeah.
I've seen evil. And I'm looking at it now.
Dark Phoenix. Did you watch this one, Sonny?
No.
I'm jealous of you. I truly am. I've seen this
Damn.
film twice, because I had to watch it again with Dio.
Haha.
This why? Why did they do this?
I don't know, because it's funny.
No, that's the thing. It's not funny. It's
funny,
such a
right?
bland, dry movie. It's like I mean, sometimes it's funny like unintentionally because they're making fun of it.
No, yeah.
It doesn't do
Well, that's what I
any of the
meant.
characters justice. As a like last hurrah for the X-Men, doesn't succeed at that. Just why? Why? This is a 2 for me. Only because it had like one cool action, somewhat cool action. Not even like cool action, just somewhat cool action in the film. Which is like a 2 for me.
I was
don't know what.
thinking like 3, mate, or maybe 4, because it was still watchable, but it was a very
Or it's like just below X-Men Origins, eh? I don't think it wasn't. Okay, I'll settle for a 3 then.
You wanna go 3?
If you're gonna go for a 3, yeah.
Actually, I guess.
No objections because I
Yeah,
literally got nothing.
3.
Sorry.
I said no objections because I got nothing.
Yeah.
Well, cause like the
What were you saying,
whole
Diego?
the movie, like visual wise, and like it's alright, but like I guess it's just boring.
You also have to consider it's the last X-Men series. I mean X-Men movie.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
it's amazing that the last
Uh,
X-Men movie is the worst movie.
Yeah.
Crazy.
New Mutants.
Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's like
Yeah, it's some
there's
fun
like
bits.
half a good movie in there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, it's kind of weird. Oh, I did some more research, right? They were gonna do reshoots. That's why it got delayed. But then they scrapped the reshoots, so this is basically the original movie.
No.
Nice.
But they were meant to make it a horror movie, but they also abandoned the horror movie aspect. So some of it's that horror stuff is in there, but also the superhero stuff. That's why it kind of feels like two different movies, because it somewhat is two different movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
And the director is the same. The director is the same director that did Fault in Our Stars, which is why it's a teen soap opera at times.
Uh-huh.
And you got like the imagery that are lying on the grass and stuff. That's why it
Kawaii.
feels like somewhat familiar, because it's actually from that guy.
I see.
So that's a little bit of backstory.
Interesting.
Like a 5 or a 6 for me.
Yeah, I was thinking 5.
5?
Yeah, 5.
5, Sunny.
What was it that? Okay, when I say was it that bad, was it that bad in comparison to the 7s?
Yes.
Because I couldn't really tell the difference between the 7 and the 5s, but I'll take your word for it.
The 7s were good
7s
movies.
were good.
They just had like quite a few flaws, but they're like actually like good.
The
Oh,
New
no,
Mutants were
okay, I get.
inconsistent.
5 is just plain. It's an average movie.
Yeah, I think it's a 5.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Sunday to score.
Whatever you guys want.
You can change it if you want. We can just average it.
So, what, Jack? What did you say?
I was like between 5 and the 6. PS5.
Alright. Make it 5.69.
Alright.
Alright, that's about
Can
5.
get that
and a
get
half
that
-ish.
fractions and make precise. 5.69.
Christmas story? Nah.
5.69, maybe like here? Does that fit? Ish?
I
No, wait,
think
no,
you
that's
gotta
half.
go
Little
yeah,
higher.
yeah,
you gotta go above half.
There you go.
There we go.
That's enough.
5.69. And that concludes this tier list, I guess. It's the X-Men franchise. It's an interesting thing. I'd say a majority of the movies are good from our list. Falling above the 5 mark there. Couple well below that line. And then we have like Logan's up at the top. Fantastic. And I guess Days of the Future Past is our favorite actual X-Men movie. Yeah,
haven't
Yes,
watched.
of course.
you haven't watched. Recommend that one.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Alright then, I guess.
X.
Thanks for watching. Get it? With the X. Like and subscribe.
Mad.
Poggers.
If you like this style of tier list videos, I guess let us know. I was thinking about doing maybe a James Bond list at one point in preparation for the new
Ooh.
one. That's gonna take
Yeah.
like 20 years. That's
Yeah,
a
we'll do
fucking
that.
long time, guys.
Well, we just need to get through the 90s, mate. And then we get to the Daniel Craig era.
Let us know if there's any other franchises you want us to look at.
And
Right,
yeah.
we'll watch someone say entire MCU franchise.
I'd like to do that someday, you know? That'd be pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Maybe
Maybe
we'll
we could do
see
that,
the X-Men in the MCU because
when
Disney
Falcon
bought
and the
them.
Winter Soldier comes
And then
out.
we'll update it
Yeah,
as the new ones come out.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Okie dokie.
Or we update it every 10 years. 10-year anniversary, like the
Yeah.
end game of our channel.
Ah, 10 years is a long way away.
We'll still
wait
have
till it
30
ends, like,
subscribers, man. Alright.
Well, actually, maybe we can do the DC universe after Snyder Cut.
That might be
That's
fun.
definitely something. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Have a good one.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.